Hello guys and welcome to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Madeira Rodrigues and I have this channel called the Filmmaking Channel, on which we talk about all things related about filmmaking, mostly narrative filmmaking. And in this case, I am going to talk about how I work BRAW footage coming out of my Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, but also, as you know, a lot of other cameras have BRAW even outside of Blackmagic, so I thought it would be a good idea to tell you how I deal with BRAW footage in log formats. So here we go. Okay, so here we are in the color tab of DaVinci Resolve, and I've got three clips here. As you can see, this is master shot, and reverse shot of this scene that I shot a couple of weeks ago. And I am going to color grade these shots and walk you through my process. So I'm going to start with this wide shot, well not wide shot, but this two shot, this master shot of the scene. What you see here right now is just one node. I'm going to add another node. There it is, added the other node. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply a color space transform. Excuse me, let me go up here. Color space transform on the first node, and I'm going to apply it on the second node. And this will kind of work as like an input on my first node and an output on my second node. So now what we have to do is I tell DaVinci Resolve which camera this log footage is coming from and which color space it's coming from. So basically we go to input color space here on the color space transform, and we're going to tell it that it's DaVinci wide gamut 4/5, and the input gamma is DaVinci Design Film Generation 5. There you go. As you see now, it converted to Rec 709 right away, but we don't want that just yet. We want to take this output color space not to Rec 709, but to DaVinci wide gamut and to DaVinci intermediate as the output gamma. And this is kind of our, as I said before, our input node. And this is our output node. So in this output node, we're going to take it from DaVinci wide gamut and DaVinci intermediate. And finally, we're going to tell it to go to Rec 709 and the gamma 2.4, which is the standard. And there you go. So now it's Rec 709. Didn't have to do anything, didn't have to use any LUTs. You don't need LUTs to do this. All you need to do is color space transform. You could actually just go from Blackmagic in this first node, go from Blackmagic into Rec 709 as opposed to DaVinci wide gamut. But the reason we do this, and I do this, is to give us more latitude and more room for grading if you're grading in the DaVinci wide gamut color space. That's why I kind of make this little space here, separating my two first nodes, as to understand that all that goes in the middle is the grading. Okay, so input, grading, output. That's how you do it. Now I'm going to add another node, and this is why I start to grade. So I'm going to look at my waveform here. The blacks are crashing a little bit, so let's just lift up that little bit, just a little bit here, and there you go. Not too much though. My highlights might be a little too strong, so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. Not that much though. The image is very well exposed. I don't see any issues here. You could pretty much go from here. But I like to play around a little bit, so I like to add sometimes, depending on the context and the scene, obviously, I like to add the film look creator, which I'm going to add on another node here. Boom, add another node. So I'm leaving this second node for basic corrections. In this case, I just tweaked the shadows a little bit and the highlights. And in this second node, I'm going to add the film look creator, and boom, it makes the image completely different. And I love this. It's a really cool plugin that DaVinci Resolve has inbuilt. So I'm going, I'm not going to mess around with any of these because I'm really happy with the image how it is. I'm just going to turn off the grain, because I don't like the grain, even I know a lot of people love the grain. I don't. I like a clean image, but with this kind of film look that it gives. So this is looking pretty good to me right now. Maybe those blacks, no, I think those blacks are good. This is supposed to be a darker scene. These two guys are talking conspiracy theories and all that stuff. So we don't want this image to be too bright and too sunny and too whatever, you know what I mean? Too happy. That's the word I'm looking for. Once the film look creator is added, we can add another node I'm not going to want to do this. I'm just doing this in this case so you guys can understand, but we can play around with color temperature, you know, just make it dark, make it cooler, make it warmer, but I don't want to do that. I think the scene is looking pretty good, but you could tweak and make it look like however you want it. Sometimes what I like to do in certain scenes is give a little tint of something, so I'm going to add another node again. And what I usually do is I go to HDR tab here, and I go to global, and I pick a color or a tint that I want to give it. Let's say I give this a little green tint, so I'm just going to move slightly, and there you go. That's kind of like the matrix right there. I'm going to leave it there. Actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take a look at my vector scope, and yeah, the white balance seems pretty low. The skin tones seem pretty on the spot, so I'm not going to do anything. So it looks pretty cool right here. Just gave it a little green tint to the image, and now it looks a little bit matrix, a little bit of matrix style, even though very dialed down, but you know what I mean. But you can do whatever you want, especially with DaVinci Resolve. Anyway, I'm done with this first shot. It looks pretty decent to me. Just gonna play it a little bit just to feel.
No, it's more secure if just one of us knows where it is.
Can't you hide it?
Look, you're the brave one, not...
Okay, looks pretty good. And I have these other two shots to convert. So basically what I do, I just grab still, and it creates a still here on the gallery, and I just select those two shots, I apply the grade I just did, and then I take a look and see if everything is working, if I need to make any adjustments. In this case, on this shot, it looks pretty nice to me. I like it a lot. I don't see any issues with this. The lighting is good. And let's see the reverse shot. Looks pretty decent to me as well. I don't see any issues. But of course, you might run into issues. In this case, the scene was shot properly. I had all three shots properly lit and color balanced. Not color balanced because I'm shooting RAW, but they were all evenly lit, and there were no discrepancies between shots. But it might happen sometimes when you're shooting because it's beyond our control sometimes. Anyway, the shots look pretty good. So what I basically did is I graded one shot and then I copy pasted to the other two, and they seem to be working just fine for me. And that's basically it, guys. That's how I work with BRAW footage. Obviously, a lot of people might do a lot more work on this. I don't feel the necessity to do that because I actually try to light, when I'm shooting, try to light to a final result as much as possible. So when I end up in Resolve grading, I just do these little tweaks as you saw. Nothing major, takes 5 minutes and you have the shots done. And again, as I said, I might sometimes need some masks or something, but not in this case. Everything seems to be working fine. And the point of this video was mostly to show the color space transform thing, which is my workflow for any kind of footage that I'm working with. Is instead of using LUTs, you just color space transform, and you have a lot more room to work with. And before I go, guys, I just want to say thank you for all the people that have been watching my videos and leaving comments and all that stuff. If you're interested in more videos like this, or if you want to see other types of tutorials, so to speak, let me know in the comments. I also plan to do something around C-Log 3 from Canon. It's basically a similar format, but I can walk you through that in a small video like this. I'd be happy to do that. Let me know if you want that to happen. And in the meantime, thank you once again. Please leave a like, comment if you have anything to say, even if it's to bash my ignorance. I don't mind at all. And subscribe if you think these videos are useful, and if you want to learn more about filmmaking or even just discuss filmmaking, just subscribe. And again, like and comment. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.